Good morning. This is your intuitive chef on Thanksgiving morning, and as I promised, I'm going to give you my special recipe on cranberry relish. But I'm starting with my morning drink, which is hot lime tea, hot water and limes. And as an anecdotal note here, you never want to drink ice water with food or by itself. As I show you my kitchen here, very small kitchen, I'll tell you about the perils of ice water with food or by itself. Ice water, what it does is the coldness constricts your blood vessels, and what it does is it creates problems with digestion. So it slows down the digestion. It solidifies the fat, which makes it harder for you to process the fat. It activates the vagus nerves, which slows down the heart, and the heart needs to speed up when you're eating. And especially if you have a bad heart, it's not a good idea to drink ice water or ice anything. Also, what you're drinking is the coldness rather than the water. If you're having iced tea, you're drinking the coldness, not the tea. So, in the intuitive chef's world, no ice water. You drink water, room temperature. Okay, now we're going to the ingredients. And in my world of the intuitive chef, I'm going from the neuropsychologist to the chef or the cook. And just like when I do my book studies, I don't read from the book. A lot of authors like to do that because they're in love with their voice and their diction. You know how to read. So in my book studies, what I do is I help you discover how I got to the book, the meaning behind the book, and some of the implications in the characters in the book if it's a novel, or the implications of the science if it's a non-fiction. So today, again, I'm not going to show you how to cook, you know, how to put things in a pot or a skillet. I'm going to give you a mindscape, and then you create. So this is not going to be giving you specific ingredients with the specific measures. It'll be the ingredients with the measures based on your horizons of taste. So first, let me give you the ingredients for my wonderful cranberry relish. No sugar, no sugar, no refined sugar. Sucrose from either the fruit that I'm using or from the dates that I'm using. What happens with sugar? Refined sugar is a karate kick to your pancreas. And artificial sweeteners, any of them, are a karate kick to your liver. It turns into liver fat. No artificials, including the ones that they tell you that are natural from the plant. It's been refined from the plant. No good. No ice water, no sugar, sucrose sugar, or refined, or no sweeteners or artificial sweetness. So what we're going to do is it's all going to be natural, very healthy, very anti-inflammatory, a lot of vitamin C. So the ingredients are either frozen cranberries, which I have here, whole frozen cranberries, so it could be fresh. No sauce because it's got sugar and all kinds of things in it. I'm going to have some ginger powder, an orange, cinnamon powder, and the secret is dates. It could be either fresh dates or dried dates, of course pitted. So what we do first is you take the cranberries and you take a handful of cranberries and you drop them in the skillet. You begin to cook it medium, a handful, 2 handfuls, depending on what you're going to be doing. In psychology, we know that we're very good at estimating length, weight, time, taste, texture. So we're going to be enhancing our senses here, which is another way to create longevity. Enhancing your senses. Sense of smell, sense of taste, sense of touch, sense of hearing, and the visual, of course. So as you're cooking the cranberries to a texture of relish, not complete sauce, then you take and you squeeze the orange into a blender, or I use NutriBullet, and then you take the dates, the pitted dates, and you drop them in 1, 2, 3, depending on what you're going to be doing. That's your taste. It's going to be horizons of taste, your taste, not mine. And then as you blend it, what you'll do is you go back and look at the cranberries, see how they're doing, and then you grade some of the orange to get the orange peel. Covered, one covering of the orange peel, because what you're wanting is a middle line between tartness and sweetness, and that is what the cranberry should be. The middle ground, the Buddhist middle ground, or the Aristotelian mean. That's what you're wanting to do. So then you pour a bit of the sauce that you created with the cinnamon and with the ginger, or you can put it in later. It doesn't matter. The key is to get the orange juice and the dates, which are the source of sweetness, together. Then what you do is you grade, as I said, the orange peel. Then you put a pinch of ginger into the sauce, and you keep mixing it, and then a dash or 2 or 3 dashes of cinnamon. All right. Then you taste to see the tartness before you put in the sweetness, and you can feel you can taste, and you can see the texture of the tartness. Then you pour in some of the sauce that you made with the orange and the dates, and you taste again till you get to the middle ground of between tartness and sweetness. You keep mixing, and you know exactly what it is. When you find that middle ground, and this is why you don't want to pour everything into it. You want to do it gradually. It's a process of horizons and approximating. Then you stop there. You cook some more till it gets into that texture of relish. And then you taste it again to see if it needs a little bit more of the sauce, to sweeten it a little more or not. If you happen to make a mistake that is too sweet, then you have to go the other way. Then you have to cook a little bit more of the cranberries and then pour them into your mix. Cool them off for a while, put the mix in, and then you'll get the tartness and the sweetness. Excellent. Because the sweetness that you're using here is the orange. Don't use any bottled orange juice, use an orange. And the dates are anti-inflammatory, they have potassium, they have all kinds of wonderful nourishments. It has the fiber and has antioxidants. Cranberries full of vitamin C and antioxidants. So you're getting a very healthy cranberry relish here. And you want it to be a relish because you want the texture. You want to be able to taste it, not just the sauce. So what you're doing here, you're enhancing your olfactory sense by smelling the food, even hearing how it cooks. You're tasting it to get the sense of that middle ground between the tartness and the sweetness. You're hearing, as I said, even when you're blending the sound, because what you're doing is you're creating food for nourishment. Food by itself is just survival. Food for nourishment and breaking bread is meaning, and breaking bread is one of the causes of health. So you want to be able to break bread with people that you love, or yourself, and you have to love yourself because you have to be good company, and people that you admire. And learning to admire is really very important. The way to cultivate admiration is by having it without any sense of envy. Because if you have envy, there's no admiration. And admiration is very important in our longevity, because we want to admire and we want to be able to replicate what we like in other people as much as we can, but it has to be admiration of virtue, not admiration of murder or gangs or violence. That is not healthy admiration, not good for the immune system, by the way. Admiration is great for the immune system when you're admiring virtue, not when you're admiring malevolence. So you see, the cooking was all the landscape or the mindscape, preparing the food, putting it together, and learning that you don't want to drink any more ice water. You don't want to drink any soft drinks. By the way, all those diet drinks, if they were really diet drinks, you wouldn't eat them anymore because you would lose the weight. What they do is they toxify your liver and make you hungrier. So no more diet drinks, no more of the power bars with all that food and that they put into it. It's junk. You want to eat healthy food, and you want to work out the right way with the right food. So that is my ingredients and my wonderful recipe for cranberries without having to put any of the junk that you usually get during the holidays. You don't want to toxify yourself during the holidays. And this is not done out of fear. This is done out of love and out of taste. Don't ever eat anything out of fear, especially if it doesn't taste good. Eat healthy food, but always loving yourself and sharing that food with the people that you love. That is breaking bread, and that is one of the causes of health. So prepare your cranberries and let me know. There'll be more recipes later, but it's really the neuropsychology of good taste. Now I'm going to drink my warm lime, which is really very good with all the vitamin C. It's very good for digestion, bowel movement. It has all kinds of values, and it warms you. Even in the summer, it has that wonderful feeling of, now that you know that coldness constricts your blood vessels, the warmth opens up the blood vessels so you can absorb the food, and you can let the vagus nerve work without having to force it to work with a slow heart. So enjoy, and happy Thanksgiving.